Welcome to episode 2 of Progressive. We're going to be doing a 2028 candidates draft today. But first, we're just going to start with some discussion about some of the recent developments, some of the Trump cabinet appointments, some areas we feel like we could potentially see Democrats working with Trump on, and some areas where it would be smarter strategically to push back against him. And then just generally what we think is the best strategy for Democrats going forward. So, Belay, do you want to get us started? I believe you have a hot
Yeah.
take.
So I've been looking at Trump's cabinet picks, and I can't lie, guys. If I was in the Senate, I'd probably vote for a couple of them. I think the hottest take I have that some of you guys may disagree with me is I would probably vote for RFK Jr. I think that he,
Dog,
brings a new, fresh perspective to what is it, Department of
dog.
Health and Human Services. I think it's something different. I think we need it. I mean, I don't trust him on vaccines, but again, he has like 4 years. I don't know how much damage he can do on that. But in terms
Dog,
of
here's
like
the thing.
food
No, bro.
process and the shit that goes into our food, like
Dude,
fuck
that's
yeah, bring
horse, that's
RFK
horse
Jr.,
shit and you
see
know it.
what
That
he
is horse
does.
shit, you know it. Don't even fucking play, bro. That is not,
I like him.
dude. Okay, look,
I would
listen.
argue that I bring a fresh perspective to like almost any position within the federal government. So for that reason, I'm really lobbying for myself to be appointed.
I'd vote for
Okay,
you,
I
David. No,
guess
I
I'm
don't like
okay.
RFK Jr. Let me clarify, I don't like him, but I think that he brings, he has a couple good points, and I think that instead of putting some
I
like,
just think he's serially underqualified. Like I
Dude,
don't
well,
think
I
he's
mean,
so is
like,
Trump, and he won. So I mean, what are we gonna do?
I
Trump.
think
dude,
the
he's
Well,
areas that you like him the most, the food processing stuff, the chemicals in the water, whatever, I think that's where he's the dumbest. I think all that stuff is fucking stupid and completely made up. Seed oils are fine, actually.
I don't think he's the ability to enact anything that he wants to do. Like I think he's just too. I don't think he's ever displayed competence. I mean, what has he done? Like
well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, he had a history as an environmental like attorney. He was gonna be one of Obama's like EPA people, but like,
yeah,
here's the
True.
thing. The guy's a fucking moron. Like, he's gonna pop up and be like, I want to ban the corn syrup and the seed oils, or I killed a whale on the way here. Like, that's not gonna fucking do anything, Brett. The whole fucking point of this guy is like, if he, okay, look, if he legalizes steroids, he has my vote. But here's the thing: he's not ready to do it. And two, fucking food isn't that bad. Like, it's not good. I'm not saying it can be improved, but fucking seed oils and all this shit. It's for fucking hillbillies in Santa Cruz to be like, oh, I like seed oils. It's like, dude, come on. Like, do you want fucking cheap Coca-Cola or not?
The single issue SARM voter.
I guess I'm kind of. I think it's well. I don't think he can like get anything done that he wants to, or that he's necessarily pushing specific good policies. I like the overall like direction, like the
Yes,
vibe he has, and just the
yes,
overall
Yeah.
like statement of like big food and agriculture just being like
exactly.
a
I fuck
parasitic
with that.
industry. And I feel that way, but I don't think RFK is at all the person who's in the same way that I don't think Trump is the candidate for organized labor. I don't think that RFK is the pick for reforming those
Look,
industries.
it's something
Like,
different. It's something new, and I'm open to it. Let's see what happens. We have 4 years. I know there's a lot of liberals out there that are gonna be like, he can do so much damage in 4 years. Chill, chill.
He
He
did
can't.
call to he called to get rid of and stop all research and development on new drugs for 4 years and only focus on chronic
Okay.
diseases,
It's
which
not
I
going to
think
do
are kind
that.
of
But I
fake.
mean,
But
well,
Cory
dude, but
Booker
like, that's
himself was open to voting for R. I don't know if he said he
yeah,
was
because he's like a
voting for RFK Jr.
granola hippie, and I think he's wrong too, frankly.
It's
dude, but
something
here's the
new. It's
thing,
something
like,
different. Let's see what happens. That's all I'm going to
dog, if
say.
he bans like all that fucking research, like that's the shit that got us Ozempic. Like, and that's just gonna
Yeah.
be the magic bullet for fucking obesity. Like,
Yeah.
here's the thing,
Yeah,
like,
is he
he's
gonna
got the
ban
right idea.
Ozempic? I bet he's very anti-Ozempic.
Dude, that
I
shit is
don't think he banned
insane.
I don't think he banned Ozempic for the
No.
simple reason of it has a cultural relevance that even Trump knows would
True.
Yes,
hugely detriment his popularity because Trump likes
But
being
is
exactly.
popular and he has certain notions, but I think he knows that banning Ozempic would just make him like that would be that's like doing the TikTok ban. Trump would never do a
true.
TikTok ban because it's on
Exactly.
not populist. Banning Ozempic would be the opposite of populism, and there's no way Trump does that.
Well,
And
and
Yeah, they're
plus,
maybe he
not
won't
banning
ban it, but
Ozempic.
the Biden administration didn't they just announce they're gonna start pushing for
Bro,
Medicare to
Trump's
cover it?
probably
I
going to
could see
keep that
him.
shit in place.
We'll
He's
see.
probably going to keep that
I,
shit in
I
place.
don't think he would fight against Medicare coverage for Ozempic
No.
unless there's because I don't think a culture war issue against like overweight people is that relevant. Like it exists, but I don't think. But I mean, look at Trump.
Bro,
So
I've been considering getting
Bro,
on Ozempic. Fuck it.
dude, Ozempic is so fucking powerful. It's insane. Like, you're telling me like it's a magic bullet that can fix like your
yeah,
hunger cravings and shit. Like, it's not
It's
a bad. It's
amazing. I love it. It
Trump,
should be
Trump has
free for
never been
everybody.
against pharmaceutical industries. That's never been a plank of his. So
Yeah, he doesn't really give a
That's
fuck.
true.
He's like,
I think seed oil, my hot take and response is that the food industry is like kind of fine and seed oils are good actually. And
no,
the
guys.
like
Okay,
America's
whoa.
it's not America's not being poisoned by food, and Ozempic is proof of that. It's just overeating and calories in, calories out. I don't think that's the
Yeah.
cause of the obesity crisis.
We need better
Thank you, man.
urbanism. See, like I'm barely like not losing weight because I have to walk like 25,000 steps every day and don't have time to
Yeah.
eat.
Okay, but hold on, wait, hold on. There's something I want to touch on that I think David said that was actually probably like the highlight of whatever episode we do today. You said something that, RFK is not the correct like reformer for this kind of stuff, right? He's not
Yeah.
for
They can espouse whatever values. Like just okay, like Teamsters, they didn't endorse Trump, but they really pledged their implicit support. But for the
Right.
same reason that I don't think that Trump is the labor candidate on his face because I'm a rational person who has looked at his entire career. I don't think that
But he
RFK.
picked a really good person for labor. So I want to talk about that after. But Lori
Well,
Chavez,
hold on, wait. But the key point, the takeaway, that little nugget of information that you're getting at is that there are issues, but these are not the people to deal with them. Like
Yeah,
with
and that's
the
then
RFK.
who
Trump,
are the people who just
Trump's,
lost? I mean,
Trump's
like,
campaign in the
who are the
administration.
people to deal with them?
Trump's
The whole
campaign.
administration that just got fucking wiped out. Everyone in Biden's administration that failed him, failed the country. I'm sorry, I like some of these people, but they fucked us over.
Okay,
Biden fucked
but
us over, and I
can I
like him.
really?
So who
I'm going to
did?
push back very strongly on what you're saying right now because I think some of what you said is exactly why Trump's campaign did really well, and I think they kind of stumbled into it. Is that they somehow became a catch-all campaign for every grievance in society, even though they
Yes.
don't have solutions for a single problem. They caught everything from like Nazi grievances about just the most far right, insane issues to inflation to health to
Wait,
like
David, you're
Gaza
telling
and
me
Middle East.
he's not gonna lower the price of bacon?
Believe it or not, no.
No, no, he told me he was gonna lower the price of bacon. I'm gonna give him 1 year. 1 year.
Yeah, that's why everybody from Dearborn to whatever district that Tom Gozar represents voted for Trump. That's why it happened. It's because
He's
it
the
was a
anti-war candidate, but also he's gonna invade Mexico, and the Joe Rogan types are very happy about that.
he's the anti-war candidate, but also he's simultaneously an anti-war candidate, but also in the party where several Congress members have said they're going to nuke Palestine.
Yeah.
So
And you saw he had that Truth Social post today implying he was also
Yeah,
going to nuke Palestine.
he said no, he didn't even say Hamas, guys. He accused the Middle East.
Wait, he's
He
gonna
didn't even
nuke. Wait, who's
no,
gonna
no,
nuke
but he said
Palestine?
That was
hell
kind
will
of the
the Middle East will
implication.
have hell to pay basically if the
Oh,
hostages don't get released.
so that's
He didn't
why,
even say
that's why
Hamas. He said the Middle East.
believe it or
that's
not, I
insane.
don't think that the Trump coalition is going to be as durable as the New Deal coalition because there's not going to be a
No.
Trump version of the New Deal.
There's
But
I don't.
they
It's true.
didn't vote for him because they like his like MAGA stuff. They didn't. Like, that's not why they're there. They're there because they're mad. Like, do you think like those like AOC fucking Trump voters are gonna be like, oh, dude, I love making America great? Like, they're just mad about
No,
fucking.
Max, you're forgetting it. He's gonna lower the price of bacon and eggs. He's
Dude,
gonna lower the price of bacon and eggs.
The worst case scenario for Democrats selfishly is that he does none of this shit. RFK takes over and does nothing.
And it's
RFK gets the
2016
point
parts of a good economy.
and he gets the point to the obesity numbers going down under his watch and
Fuck
claim
yeah!
that this is
You know
because
what?
of his
Let him
health
take over.
policies.
Oh yeah,
I don't better for the country. Honestly, if there's a good trend going on, I have no issue with him taking credit.
Dude, no. You're misdiagnosing. Like, that's fine if he takes the credit and he does a better job making it like even better. The issue is that like if him and the administration takes all the credit for the shit that the Biden team put in place and got the
But
ball
Max, guess what? We lost. The Democrats lost. So they have every single
but
right
Biden's
to
economic
take credit.
policies weren't wrong.
Well,
Like,
the American people thought they were.
well, but that doesn't mean they are. I don't. I
Who
mean,
knows?
like,
We'll see. We have to
I
wait
have
and
different
see.
beliefs about winning in the health of. Like, I think I very strongly believe that the next Democratic candidate should promise like a $10,000 check to every American because
Dude,
nobody's going to hold
Fuck
them
it. Why
accountable.
not?
Everyone will believe it on their face. So I seriously believe that a direct like cash reimbursement should be on of some amount should be like on the next platform of whoever runs for president.
Yeah.
Because we live in a Peronist style, nation. But on the other, I can also say that what's problematic, whatever you think about what the voters think about the economy, Biden did negotiate a soft landing, and we did perform better than almost every other country in the world in regards to
no,
inflation.
we didn't
Voters-
almost. We did. Like it
we
was. It's not
did.
even close.
We did.
Like,
And the voters are going to learn all the wrong lessons about the economy. Elect Trump, see the economy is good, vote for him again, or JD Vance in 2028. The economy is going to crash. A Democrat's going to fix it again. They're going to be mad about eggs being
Slow recovery or whatever the fuck it is that time. Yeah.
So-
I'm pretty scared of JD Vance, to be honest. I think he's a much stronger candidate than
He's
Democrats are
the most
thinking.
popular politician in America. So
Yeah. And I think his debate performance was really good. I think we need someone who's like a
He's a good debater, yeah. He's a good
Yeah.
Well,
debater.
he's smart.
He
He's
is.
not stupid. Like
He's
he
smart.
isn't
He's really
an idiot,
smart,
you know?
yeah.
well, he's very smart, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, he has some interesting views too. I think that he's been a proponent for the expanded child tax credit more so than other Republicans too.
he's a Matt Yglesias reader.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's talked about
He
that
has a
before.
couple interesting articles. I was reading some of his articles from like 2014, 2015 about Obama and the Affordable Care Act. He was like, look, at least Obama tried to do some healthcare reform. I might not agree with it fully, but there's some benefits to it, and that Republicans should see that. And he's a at the end of the day, he is kind of like a shifting politician, just like
But
all
I also
politicians are.
think that it was easy for him to be a shifting politician as a challenger, but it's harder to do that when you were part of the administration and you have like
It
concrete
is hard.
things.
Exactly. It's
You
like
can't just be
he
like,
might
well, I
fall into the
support some
same
of it,
trap.
but
He
He
might be
might fall
Kamala
into the
Harris.
same
He
trap.
might be
Exactly.
Kamala
The
Harris.
Kamala Harris trap where you can't really distance
How
yourself from the
popular was
administration too
Kamala
much.
Harris before she became VP? I'm assuming
35%. Oh, wait, in the
before she
Senate?
became VP.
she had a pretty high spike too when she was first announced. Like,
Yeah.
I was shocked by that.
She hit like a 10% ceiling.
And you know what? Kamala Harris was restrained because of her own opinions about loyalty. JD Vance will be restrained whatever he thinks about loyalty because he is president. He's the vice president to Donald Trump.
Yeah. And
I
you have
got
to
a
be loyal in that
question.
position.
I got a question I've been thinking about. Does Kamala Harris win if Trump or if Biden drops out instead of dropping out of the race, he resigns and she becomes president? She is able to
No.
like talk about these new policies. She can say what she would do differently. She can publicly signal
If she
different
had a big
policies by
shift, like
enacting them.
I think one thing that would have helped is I think she would have won Michigan if she did an arms embargo.
Yeah, if she's able to take over and actually change policies instead of just
That's a
like
good point.
talking about
So
them.
it would have been close. I think like
If
the
she
vibe,
worked every single day and just issued like executive orders,
But
even if they
Mhm.
don't do anything,
it would
it just
have
made
to
it
be
look like she
it
was
would
doing
have to be
something.
late enough. She would have to be putting on like a big performance, like because she couldn't really change anything, especially with the Republican Senate or House. But she would have to be like the greatest show person. But I think she could have done it. I think
You
'cause
go
Wisconsin
and give a
was-
speech to Congress. The same week you become president, you go and give a speech to Congress.
Hmm.
Do that. Have, every single national TV, covering it, and then go blitz the podcast as the president of the United States.
Yes.
I think that's like, and then, but you'd have to issue like, what she would have to do? Low key, ignore the Supreme Court.
Well,
Dog.
maybe, but I don't even think it goes that far. I think her being
you
president
don't need to do that.
her being president would completely remove the like, well, you're currently the vice president. Why aren't you doing any of these things
You know
now?
what she should have done? Rather than Biden resigning, they should have like staged using the 25th Amendment.
Oh, have him removed.
That would have made her look really
Oh,
good.
dog.
Like
I also think when all the postmortem articles talking about how Kamala like felt like it was disloyal and didn't want to
Yeah.
Who
Who
shit on
gives a
Biden.
fuck about loyalty when you're running
but
against
that's
Donald Trump?
that's who she is. That's her
No,
personality.
Definitely.
God,
And
that
I think
pissed me
what's
off
missing
so
from this
much.
discussion is that that's kind of Biden's fault. Why the fuck did he not go out there and tell her? Like he even had a jokey quote at one of the rallies where he's like, I'll either campaign with you or campaign against you, whatever helps you more. But he didn't do that. He should have publicly told her repeatedly, like, please shit on me if it's going to help you win. And I don't think he did that. I think he actually
Biden, at the end of the
He
day,
might
is
have.
just another
Or he
politician
might
with a
have.
big
I don't
fucking ego. No, he didn't. In the fucking like, there were reports about his team crying and bitching about
Yeah.
her distancing herself about very little things. They were crying and bitching, saying, "How dare she do that? He picked her. He solidified her as a nominee." I'm like, dude, your team is the reason why we're in this mess. His one goal was to defeat Donald Trump, defeat Trumpism, and he's the reason why we have a second Trump term.
100%.
Yeah, no, he's not. I mean, you're
He
not
failed.
wrong, but
He
like,
failed.
yeah,
I
no,
like the guy.
right.
I like a lot of his policies, but he failed in that one simple goal. He was supposed to bring us back
The
to
soul of
normalcy.
the nation is not healed or whatever he fucking
Who
ran
gives
on.
a fuck about the soul? I don't want to hear Democrats talk about the soul of the nation. Do not talk about character. I don't give a fuck. The
There is
voters
no
don't give
soul
a
of the
fuck.
nation.
Just move on.
There's a soul of the nation among like the Bulwark and Liz Cheney, but that's about where it ends.
Yeah, guys, 3 people
100%.
in this country.
100%.
That's total 3 people.
Well, here's
And
the thing.
you know-
Okay, let's talk about the fucking him pardoning his own son, because like this whole shit was supposed to be about like institutions preserving like what we are and how we keep these fucking institutions of defense, of treasury, of state, whatever, intact, and like norms and laws
I
and
agree
policy.
with it. Fuck
And now
it.
it's out
Why
the fucking
not?
window. So he's
I
like,
agree
nah,
with
fuck
it.
it. I'm keeping my son. What?
Well, I don't blame it at all because it's all going to be gone anyways. Because Trump already did. He's going to do those things regardless.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
And that's why I just don't care, because Biden, he's not thinking about this as the president. He's thinking about this as, an 80, is he 81?
81-year-old fucking dad
81-year-old
who wants
man
to
who
see
wants to
his son
spend.
not go to jail and wants to spend time with him
Yeah,
before he
he
dies.
doesn't care.
Who gives a fuck?
It's because he thinks the nation is destroyed anyway because Trump won the presidency.
Yeah.
If Kamala
Who
Harris,
cares?
if it was Mitt Romney who was the incoming administration, he wouldn't have pardoned him.
100%.
If it was
Hot
Nikki
take.
Haley, he wouldn't have done it.
I mean,
But
I don't
it's-
know. Jimmy Carter
Nah, it's
pardoned his
not-
I bet you
brother.
even if Ron DeSantis was going to be the next president, he wouldn't have.
I
pardoned him.
think he would have done it regardless. It's his fucking son, and
I think
in
that
his eyes,
statement-
It's fine.
His statement that he put out should have just
Was
been
strong.
basically that last sentence of like,
well,
I hope the American people will get that I'm his dad. That I think that is way more successful than trying to be like, oh, it was an unfair prosecution.
messaging wise, yes. But everything he said before that was true. It was a quote unquote crime that was committed like years and years ago, right? And then so let me explain something to our viewers. Part of it is the gun charge. I think that's half of it. So the gun charge that he got indicted for and basically prosecuted for in the state of Delaware, you fill out like a little questionnaire. I don't know if it's federally too, but at least in the state of Delaware, you have to fill out. And one of the questions is like, are you currently using any illegal substances or drugs while you're purchasing this gun legally? He was purchasing the gun legally, so it's to fill out the questionnaire. And obviously, he put no on there because if he put yes, I don't think you'll be able to get the gun in Delaware. And then years later, I'm talking about years and years later, I think last year, they came up with this, investigation. They came up with this report saying, oh, well, he lied on that questionnaire. He purchased the gun, but he lied on the questionnaire. He was obviously using drugs. And so now they want to prosecute it. Real quick, though, less than 1% of that specific gun charge crime is prosecuted in Delaware. Less than 1% is actually taken to court. It's such a bullshit ass crime. Less than 1% of people are actually prosecuted for that specific crime about lying about using drugs. And by the way, a lot of motherfuckers would get in trouble because marijuana for a long time in a lot of these states and still federally is illegal. So a lot of these conservatives are like, well, he should be prosecuted. First of all, I thought you guys were the Second Amendment people. And third of all, I'm pretty sure you use pot. And if you bought a gun while you're using pot, they could come after you as well.
I think
So
that's
remember that.
actually still a thing where like my cousin in Hawaii like refuses to buy pot legally, even though it's pretty legal there, because he thinks that if he signs up for the medical prescription that he won't be able to buy a gun, which I think he might be right about. I don't even know, but
I think it is actually a federal thing. I think that the questionnaire might be a federal thing.
Does it apply to all the drugs? So like if I take like fucking steroids, is it also considered like you can't buy it?
They probably call it like illicit. I guess steroids would be an illicit drug, but yeah,
Like
you gotta
200
find
pounds,
out, I
like,
guess.
Dude, 300 pounds lean walking in. I want the biggest rifle possible.
We'll find out if you try to purchase a gun.
Well, I'm just gonna lie. It's okay. I'll do the same thing he did, and then I'll
Oh,
get part.
free my boy Hunter. Bro, he
Oh,
smokes
dude.
crack and I can't say the second part.
Hey, no, rip it.
He's a player, bro. He's a player.
Dude, they're just hating him. I'm saying.
You see that one video of him sliding down the water slide with like a stripper?
Yeah, have you seen the one of him in the hotel where he's like with the two girls? Dude, listen. I know it's supposed to be bad to do drugs and like sleep with
Don't
others,
do
but,
drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
No, whoa. I mean, hey, listen, do drugs if you want to. Hey.
Real quick, guys. Lori Chavez. How do you pronounce her last name? Lori Chavez. I fuck with that pick so heavily. She's actually great on unions. She was one of the only few Republicans who sponsored the PRO Act, which is like a really good bill. She's actually been, Ben, you sent that one article about her being against cutting the education budget. She's been really good on a lot of shit that deals with education, unions, labor. Great fucking pick. Donald Trump, actually, I think this is the first Republican in at least 50 years that picked like a pro-labor-ish labor secretary.
Well, we don't know if she's pro-labor.
She co-sponsored the PRO Act. We do know.
Yes, but now she's in the Trump administration.
Okay, we can guess. I still think it's a great pick, regardless.
Do you know who is suing to get rid of the NLRB? Elon Musk. And who's gonna have more importance within that administration? Lori Chavez.
We'll see.
And I think she has like a 5% rating with one of the organizations. Like she's definitely better than the 0% ratings of every other choice he had.
Better than basically any other Republican choice he could have had.
I do think it's proof that these unions who capitulated on Biden and sort of
they won at the end of the day.
That they did get something out of it, which
I don't think they got anything. I don't think they got anything because I don't think they're using anything because I don't.
This compared to who was his labor secretary last time?
What?
Great question. Hold on.
Who was his labor secretary?
I think one of his labor secretaries last
time,
time, if I remember correctly, was the guy who gave the the great plea deal to Jeffrey Epstein and then had to resign once Epstein got arrested again. I think it was Acosta.
I don't think she's going to be any better.
She might
I
not be,
think she
but do
will
they
be.
pick someone
I
with
think
the
she will be.
signal of being pro-union like she is if all the
Yeah,
unions
which
had
is
endorsed
worse.
Biden?
Which is worse. They're signaling being pro-union so they can get away with stripping union rights and workers' rights while also pretending to be more working class than Democrats. I think
I
that's.
disagree. I think she has a good record. She's from Oregon.
I'm not saying she
She's
doesn't
from the
have
Central
a good
Valley.
record compared to
We'll see what
Republicans, but
happens, but we'll see what
she's
happens. But
ultimately
obviously,
powerless. She has no power.
we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. We'll see what happens. But I will say the Labor Department is the one department actually. I know some people that work in there that actually has some power. I know you're talking about like Elon Musk and Trump overseeing her, but the Labor Department is the one department where you actually
No,
do have a
I
control.
believe you that the department has power, but she has no autonomy. She will be
Yeah.
doing what Donald Trump and Elon Musk is more in charge of the Labor Department than Dreamer is.
I
That's
agree.
We'll see what happens. I think at the end of the day, Trump wants to appear like a populist, and and especially when it comes to labor, he's been a lot more labor friendly in his rhetoric. So we'll see.
Rhetoric.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Really quick. Which one is your favorite and your worst pick? Because there's so many different ones. Like, which is the worst
Let me
one?
get
And
the list.
which
Let me
one's
get
the
the
best
list for us.
one? Yeah, pull it up, pull it up. Can you screen
Let
share it?
me, yeah, let me screen share the list. Hold up. That's actually kind of funny.
Because okay, wait, I have a couple opinions on who's actually like not a bad pick, but also I can't tell if it's just like recency bias of like how much I like.
Oh, is it the Soros guy?
Yeah,
You fuck with
dude. Because
him?
okay, hear me out, hear me out,
Is
hear
it
me out.
is it 'cause he's gay, Max?
Okay, no. First of all, thank you very much. Second of all, it's because his first guy. What was the guy's name? Fuck, his first treasury guy.
The one that Mnuchin?
Mnuchin.
Go. I mean, see, yeah, Steve Mnuchin, fucking
Yeah.
producer of the Suicide Squad movie, piece of shit 2016 movie, but the guy is the one who single-handedly rescued the economy in 2020. He was
He
the
did,
one.
yeah.
He's the goat,
The Mnuchin Pelosi administration.
dude. Steve Mnuchin is the goat, and I'm actually disheartened because like I was thinking about it, right? Of all the policies Trump did, right? We can disagree on all these different things, but like the like four things that are like undeniably his biggest successes, he can't take credit for. Like Operation Warp Speed and the vaccines for producing them in record times and like record efficiency, can't take credit for it. He like had to disavow it. The CARES Act, like Steve Mnuchin pumping money in the economy and keeping us afloat, it's what
But
supercharged.
Max, can't you also say that kind of led to the inflation we had in like
I
2022,
mean,
2023?
I don't think so.
yes, but honestly, no. Like, well, we could, because, but we're talking about
It was
demand
necessary.
side inflation. Yeah, exactly. Because it's demand side, right? It's saying like putting money in people's pockets, but there's low velocity, meaning the money's not moving very fast, or like going places
Here's
when.
the list, by the way, guys. I have the list. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
a little bit of a tangent, but I thought Hegseth would be able to get to the Senate, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be able to now.
We don't know yet. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, and
I
it
think he
certainly
might still
appeals
get
like the
confirmed.
recess appointment thing is dead with
That's
the
dead, yeah.
Yeah,
gate stuff. I
McConnell's
don't
gonna
think
kill
that's
that.
happening.
Why? Wait, why?
I just think if that was still gonna happen, why would he have dropped the Gates pick? Like if he really thinks he
Well,
can
but
get
I
away with
think he could
anything.
still be doing recess appointments, but drop Gates for other reasons.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I can
he's
explain why. I think
the
it's
recess.
because he still plans to do some form of unilateral appointment, but he didn't want to do that with Gates, and then the House would have been prompted to release their
So David's not
investigation.
entirely wrong here. I think the part of the deal was that if they had kept up Gates, the recess appointments was definitely off the table. I read something about that. I'm
Well,
not
that's not what
too
I mean.
sure.
Yeah, no, it's
No, I
McConnell.
see what you're
McConnell
saying
said
there.
like bullshit. McConnell
Wait,
like
okay,
basically.
I
let's
think
go over the
my favorite pick by far is the Doug Burgum pick. I think that speech he
Oh
gave
yeah.
in front of Congress talking about the YIMBY movement vaguely
Oh dude.
was
How is he on
incredibly
like
smart. I don't know if he's gonna have that much influence on that as Interior
I think
Secretary.
he's not going to last. I don't think he's going to last long.
He might not last, but I think that speech is genuinely like
Or
one of the
maybe he
best
will.
articulations of YIMBY policy I've ever heard. Talking about like the zoning stuff. Like it wasn't even just from a Republican point of view. Like he was talking about how like how everyone who travels to European country talks about how great it is and doesn't understand why that is and how our single family zoning policy. Like it was genuinely like something
Did
you'd
he
hear
do
like a
good
lefty
things as
NIMBY.
governor? Because as governor of like North Dakota, I'm just like,
He probably didn't. He probably actually sucks on some of this
they
stuff,
have a
but
decent
I thought
indigenous
his rhetoric
population,
was great.
no?
Well,
who's
just because
going
he
to be gone?
understands the issue. Like it.
What was
Okay,
it?
but what about Zeldin for EPA, right? Lee Zeldin, New York.
Why was Zeldin the pick for EPA? I don't know anything behind
Well,
that.
because he
You
was
know
the
what?
only like he was the only Republican in like the bipartisan climate change caucus, and like he has a. I mean, again, like we're talking about Republicans, so let's be clear. the idea of them having a good climate record is not like in the same realm as someone else, but like as far as Republicans go, he's the only one who has like a decent climate record. And like honestly, as far as being like in the EPA, if they could find a way to pull back some like the NEPA shit for like the climate
Yeah.
infrastructure and like the energy stuff, he at least knows climate change is real and like knows that we could make money attacking it, right? Like we don't have to sacrifice all this like economic growth. We could use it to supercharge growth.
But
So
again,
it's
will
like,
they fight for any of this?
huh?
Like, will he fight for things that he believes in?
Well,
Well,
maybe some of the
I don't
permitting
know.
reform stuff, because you can
Yeah, but
frame
like,
that in a
well,
right-wing way.
What kind of
yeah.
related? What's going to happen to the IRA?
I mean,
Trump's
it's probably
going
going
to
to
use
get
the
stripped down
money.
for the, huh?
I could see Trump using the money and bragging about it.
Well, yeah, but like for the IRA, like there's all those like other investments that are either already doled out or allocated, and like the thing is, private industry likes that because it's good for them. It's good for everybody. That was what made it so good. The
Well,
question is like over the tax credits for like electric vehicles and shit. Is honestly, if I was a money man, I'd say it's gonna get killed because that shit is what's keeping Ford and Chevrolet and like the American car manufacturers afloat with the EV transition and like hybrids. So honestly, if Musk gets his way and they can kill that, it would basically
yeah,
mean
that's right.
Tesla be
He
viable.
wants it gone because he wants to like kill all of the American manufacturers' EV abilities.
Guys,
Yeah, pretty
Scott
much.
Turner was in the NFL, I think, for like 9 years.
What about
Just randomly.
what about Medicare being able to negotiate prescription drug prices?
Yeah, that's just probably dead. I mean, I
What,
can't say for certain, but honestly, that's just probably dead.
no,
Like if
I don't think so. I
I
don't think
think
it's
they
dead.
keep
really,
that. I think that'd be harder to like throw into a
Why?
reconciliation package. I just think
Yeah.
I think that'll be like a salient messaging thing for Democrats to
I don't
focus
think so.
on.
Nobody will
If they
care.
take
I
that
don't
away,
think
it's
they
easy
care.
messaging for Dems just to run on, hey, they're raising your prescription drugs. They're
hold on,
going to
but
raise
here's
the
the more
prices of
They
your
ran on
life-saving
it.
medicine.
They tried. I don't think anyone will
But
care.
not Trump. It's okay. Trump's a little, I don't, he's a little
It's not going to
different than
stick to
like,
JD Vance. It's not going to stick to the 20. I don't.
I mean, JD
okay, real
Vance
quick.
like kept running on saying that Trump actually was the one responsible for the capping of
Yeah,
And
but
he
what they
talked about how
say
Trump
doesn't matter at
saved the
all. It
Affordable
doesn't
Care
matter what they
Act.
say. Like,
Oh no, okay, that's where I disagree. I do think it matters about what they say a bit. I think that is kind of important because you can hold them, you can try to at least hold them accountable. Remember when Kamala Harris in 2020 talked about giving, illegal, I mean, my bad, undocumented
yeah,
immigrants
but
reassignment surgery, and that shit was
she's a
plastered everywhere?
Democrat.
It does
She's a
matter what you
Democrat, and
say.
she's not Trump.
No,
So
David, it does matter
things
what you,
don't
no,
stick to Republicans.
Trump's, yeah, but Trump's different than JD Vance. JD Vance doesn't have that same
She's
repellent,
getting
whatever
there.
gets
She's
thrown at
gonna
him.
have. She's building it up.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I
I don't
think
think so.
things don't stick to Trump, but I think part of what doesn't stick to Trump is because he would run away from kind of the traditional Republican austerity stuff. And like if Trump ran on privatizing
But he
Medicare
didn't.
and Social Security, which
Well,
he didn't, he completely moderated from the Romney position. I think
yeah, David, he didn't run on that at all. That's
that would
not
have
true.
hurt him. And he ran on like actually capping the cost of prescription drugs is good, and I'm the one who did it, and Biden's taking
But he
responsibility
tried to
for it.
repeal Obamacare. Like,
No, he
it's,
did, he did. But
that's
That's more of a
not.
Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan project, let's be honest.
and when he
well,
tried to run on that, he got destroyed in the midterms. Like
Yeah, so like he saw he never even he guys, they asked him about repealing the Obamacare. He's like, I think he said, that's not my plan. I don't want to repeal it anymore. He
yeah,
said
this
something
time he didn't
along that
run on
line.
that.
He can
Okay, real
say
quick though. Real quick. I will say, Linda. So she's gonna be she was in Connecticut. Look, she's not as bad as Betsy DeVos. She's not the best, but she's not like an ideologue when it comes to education. I think her husband was the CEO of
She's Vince McMahon's wife. I'm a big wrestling fan. I know a lot about her.
so
dude.
she's not an ideologue, and honestly, I don't want an ideologue on the right, just like Betsy DeVos to be in charge of the education department.
but will
Okay,
it
hold
exist?
on, bro. She's her fucking background is in wrestling. What is she gonna be doing with education, bro?
No. That's she did. She was she had a pretty important education role in
Well,
Connecticut. I forgot what it
she'll
was
probably
called, but
be pretty unemployed soon when her department is.
she so yeah.
Yeah, is her
If
role in the
it's
department going to be helping to
but
abolish it?
Max, real quick though, Linda did have I forgot what role she had in Connecticut, but she was appointed something for education, so
Did she?
she has some
I know she has
experience.
a degree in
She did, yeah.
education, but
No,
I
she
think
was.
she just
I'll
ran
pull
for
it up right
Senate in
now.
Connecticut and lost
No,
twice.
she was also
Connecticut Board of
um
Education. She was appointed by
Okay.
the
yeah.
Connecticut State Board of Education by Governor Jody Bell. She
You
also
know one
campaigned
thing
for
that she
Senate.
did? Yeah,
But
she was very moderate Republican. One thing that she did was pretty cool. In order to encourage students to read, she helped like fund these like bookmarks with like WWE wrestlers on them. It was
okay,
just pretty cool. That's actually kind of cool. At least in Connecticut, you have to be. She was a pretty moderate Republican. Like she was for school choice, but she's not like a strict ideologue. Again, if she turns out to be one next year, then everyone can shit on me. But she's like I
Well,
wouldn't vote for. I don't think I'd vote for her, but
I
she's
think
fine.
Trump will pardon Vince McMahon, but McMahon's like currently being investigated by the FBI for all these lawsuits of sex trafficking, and she's named
Oh,
in all these lawsuits, which I
wait.
think
So you're telling me Trump's gonna? I thought Trump and the Republicans hate pedophiles and people who sex traffic.
you know
Why pardon someone who's involved in that?
the same reason you appoint the guy who gave Epstein the plea deal.
Oh, wait, is our next president the guy that flew with Epstein over like 10 times and
Dude,
went
they
to
were like
parties with
buddies.
him?
Did you ever
And
see the
went to
picture of them like shooting the
parties with
shit?
him?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Is that our
No,
next? No, I thought Joe Biden was the pedophile here. I thought Joe Biden
no, no,
hung
no.
out
I
with
mean, Joe Biden like
pedophiles.
he sniffs kids, but I don't think he
Guys,
like.
does Hillary still run that sex ring under the pizza shop in DC? Does anyone know if she's guys, I'm gonna to the FBI out there, I'm obviously trolling right here. Do not come after me. I don't want to get in
That's
trouble.
funny.
But it's pretty ironic and funny. Does anyone know about Sean Duffy? Because he's gonna have a lot of money to spend with there's still a lot of money with the
Transport?
infrastructure bill.
Uh,
Sean Duffy.
no, I don't know anything about him to be honest. I haven't seen
Oh, he's
much.
a Fox Business host. Makes sense. Okay.
Oh,
I think he was on some reality TV show too that Trump liked him on TV.
You know
well, I was
what?
gonna say like what?
Based. Fucking based. I'm not gonna lie. That's based. Guys, do you guys see a pattern here? They're all like relatively good looking and they're all pretty loyal. That's like Trump's two
Dude,
criteria. They don't, he doesn't give
Central
a fuck.
bro,
casting.
yeah, it's
He doesn't give a
he likes
fuck.
to look
Do
good
you
on
think
TV.
Marco Rubio will remain as Secretary of State for the entirety of?
I think 2 years and he's done.
What
I'd be
really?
shocked if it was 4 years.
Yeah, I don't see him doing all four.
I mean,
I think the
honestly,
only reason, hold up, guys, the only reason why he would do all four, it would position him pretty well to run for president, but then I think he'd have to like, I don't know if you can still run for president and be Secretary of State. Can you?
what would it be
Why
like?
not?
It would be Vance Rubio or something like that.
That's what Hillary Clinton did.
No, she wasn't. No, she stepped down
Oh,
after
did she?
Obama's
Oh,
first term. Yeah,
you're right.
For John Kerry.
John Kerry. So I don't know what the rules are with this, but it could be advantageous if he's still Secretary of State and he's going and traveling all these countries and he's running for president. Could be like, some good photo ops.
Yeah.
Who
But I
does
don't think
Rubio or who does JD Vance pick as VP?
Tulsi Gabbard. 100% is gonna be Tulsi Gabbard. I will fucking bet like $200,000. I don't have.
I
feel
don't
like
think it's
some-
her if she
I think
doesn't get
also-
picked.
I think Tulsi Gabbard
Tulsi.
is gonna undergo like a nervous breakdown after like what's going on in Syria. So I don't think she'll last.
Guys, he's gonna pick Tulsi. He's gonna
Her
pick Tulsi.
bestie's gone.
Why? Why
I
would
don't.
he
I
do
don't
that?
think Tulsi.
He's
I don't
gonna
think
pick
she's
Tulsi.
future.
Oh, do you guys like Cash Patel?
No, dude, the guy he wrote fucking
He came
fan
out.
fiction.
He came out. I saw on
He's a
Twitter.
fucking
He
beat
came out
writer.
very strongly in support of Israel today, and MAGA was very mad.
Wait, so hold on, sorry. You said Patel came out in favor of Israel or something?
Yeah, he was like,
Well, wasn't the whole thing Trump was like, yeah, I'm gonna crack down on the Palestine protesters? Like he's gonna deport them or something?
what?
Didn't Trump say he was gonna deport like all the Palestine protesters?
Yeah, he said he would
Uh-uh.
deport all Palestine protesters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Campus will be easy.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if like, do you think that like the protesters think that like it's gonna get easier for them under Trump or something? Like, do they think that
I don't
it's
think
gonna
there's
go?
going to be any more protests.
Yeah, I don't think there was going to be regardless.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I mean, like the shit with the Middle East is still going on. Like, I can't imagine they're like, well, no, actually, I can't imagine they're just gonna give it up.
I don't know if they'll give it
Anyways.
up, but I don't think it'll have the same momentum.
Yeah,
But there's no leverage now. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing protesters can do.
I think it's kind of like there not being a women's march this time. I don't know that they're gonna have the
Oh.
same.
definitely.
Wait, we're not
I
doing
mean-
a women's march, guys?
Oh my god.
No, I had my sign ready, guys.
Where's your pussy hat?
No, fuck. We were gonna like do a pussy night hat where we just all make pussy.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
That'd be the
so
first time
happy
today.
that part of the left is dead right now. I'm so happy. I'm sorry. It's so fucking obnoxious and annoying. I mean, all for, those movements and God love you, but it's not what we need right now. Be cutthroat, run on some good fucking policies. And if Trump's doing something good that you can work with him on, sure, do it. If he's not, go there and, I don't know, do the same tactics that Republicans did the last 4 years.